Hello, my name is Dr. Ben Newman, and yeah, this is all coronavirus all the time around here. Um, that's the only thing I know, apparently. The first question for today is from Katie. How you doing? Let's see. Hi, Dr. Ben. My question relates to antibodies and immunity. Fine, let's try it. My entire family got COVID this month from somebody who didn't wear a mask on an HVAC, like air conditioning crew. It was in our house all day installing. Ugh, yeah. Ugh. I mean, nobody would do this to somebody else. I'm pretty sure, if they actually knew. And just the fact that they're so stupidly confident. Yeah. That whatever. Yeah. What I believe is going to protect me from things that do not hinge on belief. Yeah. This stuff makes me, well, yeah, I'm just so sorry this happened. It makes me really annoyed, but I don't have any right to be annoyed. Yeah. You do. Yeah. So, yeah, all right. Husband got the virus from that person, then the rest of us got it from him. Yeah, that's how it happens. My question. Do we have some level of immunity post-infection? Almost certainly. The immunity would be what ended the infection in the first place. So the question is, how much, how long does it last? Nearly everybody who has had laboratory confirmed SARS-CoV-2 infection does have detectable levels of both antibodies and these special class of antibodies that just hit a particular spot that we call neutralizing antibodies. So pretty much everybody gets those, and pretty much everybody gets enough that they will, yeah, get rid of the infection you have and probably stop anything in the near future. Question is, what level of antibodies do you end up with? Probably right about now. So if you are post-infection, and I very much hope you are, then you would be pretty near the peak of immunity right now. So this is as good as it's going to get. Let's see. How long will that immunity last? All we can speak of is averages, and you and I are individual people, and so you can say on average, 90% of people, but 10% of people are not going to be in the, in that group. And you're never going to know which one of those you are, unfortunately, unless you do something like there'd be a thing called an ELISA test, ELISA, that can measure the amount of antibodies, and the machine will tell the doctor the amount, but usually they'll just say, you're positive. You don't want the you're positive, you want the amount. And then we can come back and say, okay, yours lines up with people, you're about here, and so it's going to take this long to come down, something like that. But yeah, that's the data you would need in order to answer that question. And it's data that regular people just don't have pretty much all the time. A way you can kind of estimate it, maybe in the future, if you have one of those little antibody test strips. Looks like a pregnancy test, but you start it with a drop of blood on the end. Just like poke your finger and put a drop on. Let it develop for 10 minutes. If you have a really strong black line there, that's going to mean you have a lot of antibody. If you have a very weak black line there, it's going to mean you don't have as much antibody. It doesn't tell you everything, but that kind of gives you some idea. So you could, do those for the whole family, and you could rank yourselves, like who had the darkest line in their antibody test. That would give you something like that. Let's see. Let's go on to the rest of the question. My sister and her family got sick last fall. Oh, that's terrible too. Yeah, their family doctor said they really need to be out in the world to keep triggering their immune systems. Yeah, this is this old strain of like your grandparents level germ theory where you gotta eat dirt and you gotta play outside, not like those kids today, or else your immune system won't develop. None of this is particularly based on science or easy to actually get to mingle with what we know about how immune systems work. So there is enough stuff in the air around you that you breathe every day to keep your immune system busy for an entire lifetime. And this is indoors or outdoors, it doesn't really make much of a difference. You're breathing in all kinds of bacteria and viruses, some to people and some to, viruses for other stuff like bacteria that aren't going to do anything to you. They're just there. And so constantly, with every breath and with everything that you eat, nearly every plant and a lot of animals are infected with something. And so you've got a component of your immune system that operates out of your gut. That's their like secret base. And those guys are also constantly scanning whatever it is you put inside of you. So just with those two things, you've actually got a lot of ways to show your immune system a little bit of whatever it is out there. So I find this idea that you gotta, yeah, I'm a kid who did play in the sandbox, yeah, probably far too much as a child, but I just think that now that we know where different immunogens, different things are in the world that can spark your immunity, and now that we know that they're kind of everywhere and you're kind of bathed in them as part of this condition of being alive, it's really, yeah, it's really hard to take that old-fashioned point of view particularly seriously. So that's where I think it's coming from. For a while, this was the best theory that was out there. You got papers that go into the 80s and 90s, and there's still a few people holding on and desperately shouting from their mountaintops that this is the way. Yeah, you gotta, yeah, you gotta get more dirt in your diet. So, yeah, the things that make immune systems fall off and stop working. You can do it with some really severe nutritional deficiencies. Yeah, if you really try hard, don't do that. But you could. It'll happen after a while as you get older. The cells that are kind of like stem cells for the immune system, not as good. And it's different for every person. Some people's may work for a long time. Some people's may sort of fall apart early. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that would be relevant. But yeah, the only way you're going to make antibodies that can fight off this virus, so it's not by having a strong immune system, and I don't even know what that what that means. That probably would look like autoimmunity, because it's super strong from beating on all your organs, which it sees every day. Yeah, so I don't know that strong is what you want. I think well regulated and highly trained, these are admirable goals. But yeah, strong and dumb, I don't know, that doesn't really cut it for me with immunity. Yeah. Um, and the only way you're going to get antibodies or anything, there's a lot of other components to the immune system that can specifically fight this virus, is by being exposed to a little bit of this virus. Hopefully in a safe way, like vaccination. Or if you happen to have already gone through the thing, then chances are, yeah, your little immune army is pretty well trained up right now, and you can probably wait till toward the, till a little later in terms of getting vaccinated. But the vaccine is going to help for people who have had this as well. So, yeah, it's still going to be worth doing. And vaccination is like the safe and sensible way to just train your army to go and fight this one thing without having to, just cause mayhem at the same time by having a disease. Yeah, so there we go. Good luck to you. I'm glad you got over it. I'm sorry you're getting this advice. I don't really agree with that particular advice. But in general, yeah, you got to listen to your doctor, not some guy from the internet. Definitely, definitely. So yeah, there we go. Thanks very much. This has been Ask Dr. Ben.